they join. So when the woman look at them say, even if she's not the work, if she say come out you for the house now, they go the pam, you go the pam for child support, government go the pam for domestic violence pay. Then the children, they go they pay the children, they support the children. So if a greedy woman, once you see all those pay where they come from in hand, you go even say you don't need the man anymore. Because after all, the money when go they make from those things, from those lies, go even better, big past the one where when she did with her husband. So most of the thing that greediness they cause, and when the woman is more greedy, she go come into your life, she go pretend saying a very nice woman, you go try saying love you, you go do this, but as soon as you don't bring her come over you or where you they live, her behavior go come out. And most of the time now their friends, some of them when they don't start to the work, they will now meet some female friends. Some of the friends where they meet, now the one go they brainwash them. Most of them they get say like all the single mother, because for abroad here, a single mother they rent. Now even they get left for past normal people waiting for husband. So once you do women don't they mingle with those single mother, they go come brainwash them, give them the idea, say if you date single, you go they make better money pass your when you date with your husband. So that's the problem that's been going on for abroad. So like people will be cultural. If you're cultural, have that cultural mindset as an African man. My advice is say no even try to stay for Ibodo with woman. Just stay on your own as a guy man. If you get woman for Nigeria, they visit them every year or every 2 years, as the case may be. That one will save you a lot. Because if you don't get that issue, say woman can't take your child from you, can't put you for that child support, like you say, that's in the stress man. That's like the stress man. The money where you go they pay, go even as you they work harder, the more you they work, the more you go they pay up. And not be only that, if you say the woman can't give AV on you, if you can't breach them, direct to police cell, they will arrest you. If they arrest you, you don't get criminal record with that. And you get a criminal record, you go affect your working rights. If you they work, you not even they work. I don't even see one of my friends, the wife even give them allegation, say the man rape him. Now Nigerian man, they are from both of them, they're from, I think they're from the Yoruba part of Nigeria. The man bring the woman and come to this country. After they don't born 2-3 children, the woman come raise up, say the man rape him. Your own wife, you go to
that word. They code your word. They code your word because of.
Say the woman can't say the man aroam. Might use the word aroam. Understand? So as the man now even now you go woman where the man married before, can't go cause can't testify. Say this man no be like that. If not, that man for go jail. That man for go. That man for day. That man they for put her for corner. So the man even can't tell me say man no even try. I'm say man no even go Nigeria go marry. Say that in a waste of time, and it go put you for trouble. You go regret it because Oyibo woman, Oyibo woman get problem. Oyibo woman do that into you. You go feel endure am than when your own fellow person away from your race or your own tribe do up to you. You feel make myself, you go get BP by force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from the ladies.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze.
Good evening.
This is my first time in your video, and I'm glad I did. So, this issue has always been coming up, especially in the last 2-3 years. Nigerians were leaving the country in millions. So, okay, like I got in here. I'm in the US. I'm in Texas, and I'm in US. I got in here 2 weeks ago through job. And my husband is still in Nigeria. He'll be coming with the kids in summer. But what I feel, and that's my own opinion, the problem is actually most of this problem they have abroad, I believe is foundational. Most of them is foundational issue. The foundation of the marriage, when the foundation of the marriage is faulty, you know, people keep patching and patching and patching and patching. When the woman eventually travels out, or maybe through the help of the husband, or the husband will bring her over. So if there's been a maybe issue that has been piling up over the years, she'll start remembering them, and she'll start feeling that I have the rights now. I can. You know how women behave now. If you do them something like, if you do something to them like many years ago, they'll have it in their mind, and now looking for an opportunity to give it back to you. That's what I feel that happens. And secondly, the cycle of friends. When you go to, because before I got here, someone told me that, please don't go and start keeping many friends, especially in Texas where they have a lot of Nigerians and everything. Thank God where I am is even more of white. And people I see here, where I am, the city I am in Marble Force, I see more of married couples. And these are couples that have been married for like 30 years, 39 years, 40 years. Do you understand? So I now saw a different part of American system. Do you understand? So that one has already registered in my head. So I feel most of the problem they have is people that have already compounded issue, even when they are in Nigeria, they were now patching the marriage. Immediately they just leave the country. Immediately the woman just come over, she will explode. She will start telling you how the man was maltreating her, how the man cheated on her, how the man has done this, that. And they don't use the opportunity to start dealing with the man. Because marriage is, I feel marriage, because whatever happens and people start having issue or divorce, it will affect the kids. I was raised by a single mom. And even sometimes this still affected me. Sometimes I might understand something one-sided. I don't want that kind of thing to happen to my kids. Do you understand? So, in as much as there people have issue whenever they come abroad, I still have a lot of people that are here in America and they've been together with their partners. Do you understand? You still quarrel and still come back together instead of, trying to watch their dirty limits, calling the cops and everything. So I feel, from my own opinion, I feel most of these issues are usually foundation problem from the onset of the marriage. Do you understand how the marriage started? So whenever they now travel out, it becomes an issue. That's my own contribution.
From the onset, like you said, sometimes people can pretend, like I said, I have seen some of my friends or my mates. Like me, I never bring anyone here before, but me, I don't marry before. I don't know what it means when when you talk of future of child support and all that. So it depends on the person. Sometimes people go pretend say they be nice person. It can be a man, it can be a woman. When you and the person there in Nigeria, the person go there very calm. When you tell them cook for me, he go cook for you. When you tell them help me hang this clothes, you go hang them for you. But as soon as they come up with you, but you bring them abroad, you can't look and say woman get rights. You can't join the feminist society and all that. Because you say you as a man, you're supposed to help them they cook sometimes. If you tell them say, madam, can you help me cook sometimes? He go tell you no. You may you drum. Before the problem don't start. Because that time, sometimes the system not be about, don't say it's about people that have like issue that have been built up before. Both of them, they're very good each other. One of my friends inviting woman come here. The guy, before the woman don't call, the boy don't buy car for him. He don't do everything for him. Get certificates for him. Do everything. The woman start to the work. As the woman don't start to the work, when the woman problem comes out, the woman kick the boy out. Carry 2 children come out. The boy they pay almost $500 every 2 weeks for child support. As the boy they work, the more they work, that's why they pay. You understand? This boy, if tell me say this boy no say the woman dey like that, it's for see that red flag. If you never even try bring him in the first place, so it can happen to people. But the issue is that people pretend, and secondly, I think say that the system, because like the Oyibo system, they believe say na woman go do on top of man. That's how they believe. Like we in Nigeria, we believe say na man go do on top. You understand? You as a man, you go say, oh, now my wife, now me go control her. But for Oyibo, now woman, even everywhere where they work, now woman they in charge. If you go every office, now woman. If woman no there, they go protest, say no, it no be like that. So they believe that when you dey house, now you go to respect the woman, now you go to serve her. So if that type of African mentality, say you get that mentality, say now woman go down top. When you talk, say the woman must listen to you. Now their problem go start. And once you go here, why a woman will be Nigerian woman, can't see say na so they be here. If na woman will they greedy, like I say, woman will be saying it can easily be influenced. If you then you go come join that system. And once you join that system, my brother, now their problem will come start. And once you don't start, it's very hard. You can't turn to toxic. And if you're toxic, now 12 if they fight, police could come. If the woman go say, after all, if you even come out safe, it's better for them. You go get better money. The government go even value them. They go give them free car. They give them housing commission. You go get free housing. You go they pay them center. Like if you're saying a citizen or PR, they go they pay them better money. You no go even see the child. They go even put police go they pursue you every year. Go say, man, you no come anywhere. Like anywhere 500 this is around the place where the woman and the child dey. If you don't see you around, they go come and arrest you. That's so the thing that it affects many men here. It affects many men. That's why there's a lot of suicide, men higher rate of men suicide in abroad. Many men they even one commit suicide, make they kill themselves because of that.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of them.
You're right. You're right.
Just really here. A lot of men they commit suicide. Child support go they give you bill every time. They go they give you bill. If you know pay a big problem, you not giving travel out of that country. They go come even take all your money where you get for account. Then you go court. You say when you go family court. Family court self go if you everything where you like write your affidavit. They not even listen to you. Now the woman they go they listen. Anything where the woman talk, they go listen to her. If you they talk like bring better lawyer, they not unless you have big money. They say you go bring the best lawyer, and then they go listen to you. Understand? So the thing not easy, brother. If you there Nigeria or you there anywhere, you never already made that mistake. You understand? You want to bring woman, may you just consider them. Think about it. Not just rush them.
With all these things you're saying, people will not be bringing their wife. It's not even good for families to stay apart.
No. People should bring. You should bring. But make sure say you want where you want to bring. Make sure say a person where you 100% trust.
Another thing is that most of all these men, they will just once they bring their wife abroad, they won't want to be doing much. Maybe the wife must have gone through the nursing school and everything and start working. The man will now relax. So the bills will now be more on the women. That's another issue too. That is because mainly is actually a monetary issue. If it's monetary problem, when the woman is now working, she's now making higher, like 2 times of what the man is making.
Okay, let's our other guy, our gentleman here. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, that phrase, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, I've been listening to you guys. I'm actually joining you for the first time.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm talking from South Africa.
Oh, all the way from South Africa. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I've had experience of, I would say, what you guys are talking about, because I've had friends who also brought their wives this side, and at the end of the day, it became an issue, and the woman actually locked up my friend, arrested him, took the child, like sold his properties, and it was so frustrating because my guy was in prison for like maybe 8 months thereabouts while all of this was happening. Yeah, and she took the child, sold everything, and even left the country afterwards. So I know how it is also, because it's not easy from both sides. Because my thing also is I have a problem with also marrying women from abroad also, you see, because it's like a similar problem. Now we don't know where to run to be honest, because do we run back home or do we keep marrying women from overseas? Because now it's like they are both the same. I'm talking from experience. Like I'm talking from experience right now. I have a woman also here. We've got 2 children. So I know how it's been. It's been a whole lot of, it's been war, I wouldn't lie. And to some extent, I'd say I've been here because of my kids. If not, maybe I would have left a long time ago. You see? So it's really frustrating also, but I mean, what can we do? To be honest, because even I feel it's even worse if you bring your woman also, because I have a friend is laughing at me right now because he was like, I told him I would never get married to a woman abroad, I would come back home and marry. So now that I have kids here, it's like, why don't you say that you are going to come back home and marry? So what changed? Nothing changed really. I just found out like it's everything, they're all same. You just have to make sure you have the right woman. That's what I feel like. If you have the right partner, I think everything will work out. It doesn't really matter if she's from wherever. But if you just have the right partner, I think it will work out. But the things these days is, I think we are too fast to make decisions of who we want to have children with and who we want to be partners with. And that's a problem. because I think you need to take time to check out who you want to make a life with. My parents are together. My parents are married for over 50 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this generation, I don't know, it's far more different from the other generations or the people who gave birth to us, or in a way, because this generation lacks so many things, and it's so depressing when you come out and look at so many things that are happening. So many things, it's not just in order. So I just feel like we should take time to check out who we really want to be with, who you want to partner with, who you want to take your life or your future partner with, who you want to do that with, because it's really important. If not, you end up having to work and pay child support, and for the rest of your life, and having not even see your kids at some point, because it's very frustrating. Because to be honest, I can't think about staying apart from my kids for 2 days, let alone someone keeping my kids from me and having me not see my kids, and while I'm still paying child support. It's crazy. I think it's something, if there are people who really are thinking of doing that right now, I think they should think again, to be honest.
Yeah. We've got a gentleman here with us. Hello, sir, and tell us what your thoughts are.
Good morning, Daddy Freeze. My name is Magdoli Ogundano. I live in the US, I live in Europe, but right now I live in the US. I've had friends bringing people over, both in Europe and in US. From what I can tell, if you come together with your partner abroad, it's very, very, very different experience, because you grow together into that culture, into that system. A lot of Nigerians, when they come here, they come first, and then they finally bring their partner over. At that time, by the time you bring your partner over, it's very, very different. You're like 2-3 years in a different country. So the expectation is different. Like in Nigeria, marriage in Nigeria is very, very different from marriage abroad. The system is so different. When we get abroad, our expectations start changing, and everything is not just the same. From going out, culture, you making new friends. When people move here to abroad, they have it like their orientation changes. So if you come together with your wife, you grow together in that system. But if you're here already and then you bring your wife, you're expecting your wife, to stay at home, don't meet new friends, don't mix up with people. Like I said, I have a few friends, when they brought their wife over, they've been abroad for a while. When they brought their wife over, they tried to control their wife. Don't do this, don't do that, don't mix with people. And when you start mixing, that's when you start saying, don't hang out this. You start controlling your wife. You can't wear this out. You can't wear that out. You can't do so many things out. And you start getting ideas. You start getting ideas from different people. Or your husband is doing this. Your husband can't do that. Your husband can't do this. So it's very, very different. For me, I'm married to a European. When we were in Europe together, it was different. And when I moved to the US, I brought my wife. And despite the fact that we've been together in Europe, I came here before her. Things got a little bit different because this is a different culture again. Moving from Europe to the US was very, very different. And I could see the changes and the difference that my wife actually changed and trying to adjust to the system in the US. But it's very, very different. Living abroad and living in Nigeria, very, very different. And when you move to a different country, if you don't move together, it's very, very different. So adjusting back and forth, it's not always the best idea. So that's from my experience.
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. My other brother, you wait. My other brother who spoke, Please
Yeah.
leave the live so I can bring. There's so many people wanting to talk.
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Thank you so much. Today is a male. Oh, wow, he's already left. I wanted him to stay a bit.
Can I go?
You want to go?
I'm asking.
Stay. You
Okay.
can stay if you want. I just need one space, actually. So I can bring more people so we can listen to them together. Okay, I've sent 2 requests. Okay, somebody has joined us. Hello, sir.
33.
How are you doing?
Greet you. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Man, this topic, man, it's quite critical. I'm at the point where I'm about to settle down. I believe the bro will get into 9 years now in Canada. And I've just looked around me, both from my friends going back home to get married and my friend getting married here. And man, in both cases, I've seen situations where in both cases and ended up in disaster. But I'll contribute my own sense to the whole issue right now. I like to call myself as a modern day Igbo man. And there's a reason I say that. Growing up in an African household, we see how our parents, especially our dads, loved our moms. It's different from what the modern day woman really wants, quite frankly. One of the reasons I found marriages here having issues within our communities, because most of us as men are really flawed. We don't really know what it means to love a woman who is just as educated as you, who works almost as hard as you, sometimes even works have like a better brings in more pay take home than you. You understand? And we come from a society where it's so one-sided. Women weren't given like a lot of respect. You understand? We didn't see our moms. Some of us didn't see our moms question our dads. Some of us didn't see some of us grew up in households where our sisters were treated completely different from how we're treated. So subconsciously, we've grown to be like somewhat unintentionally, somewhat unintentionally, some of us have grown to be somewhat become more for misogynist, actually. And the reason I've seen a lot of people struggle in marriage, especially men who go back home, is because they bring these women from back home who have this one-sided ideology about how a home should be, and they come over here, and within 2 or 3 years they level up. They have equal financial power, sometimes even better, right? And they meet people. They meet white people. They meet other Nigerians that have been here, feminists and things like that. And their mindset just open. And Nigerian men, some of us, we can't deal with that because we've not been trained we've not been trained to let women have their own opinions. We've not been trained to listen to our women. We've not been trained to really understand. Hi, Gloria, I can actually see you. We've not been really trained to really understand and appreciate a strong woman. You understand our ideology of relationship is we should be alpha, we should be dominant, and whatever we say should stand. So women, as soon as they get here, if you marry them from Nigeria, as soon as they get here, they level up and they realize, and they're not comfortable in that space. They're not comfortable being in that kind of relationship their mothers were, and the guys we haven't adjusted. The guys who, if you marry, the guys who marry Nigerians or marry white people here, we're automatically shocked because that's not the way things used to run back home. So in a nutshell, for us, if you're gonna get married as someone abroad, the main thing for me, I would say, you as a guy, you have to evolve. You have to be more willing to. You have to be more tolerant. You have to learn to like listen more. You have to learn to make a lot of adjustment, and also you want to make sure you're marrying someone you really know. Someone not something arranged, someone you really know. You want to test the ideologies. You want to make sure both of you have similar philosophies on basic key fundamental issues in the house, right? But more so, I feel like as a man, knowing how we were raised in Nigeria, the average Nigerian man is really flawed when it comes to loving and being partnered with a modern day woman who is just as educated, who makes just as much money, who has pretty much access to as much economic opportunities as you have to as a man. You understand? We need as men, as Nigerian men, we need to evolve. We need to learn to not see women as subordinates, but more as partners. We need to be comfortable with the ideas of letting women live up like they're true, have their own dreams, have their own lives, and be ready to support them. You know, if you make a woman, if you make a good woman feel in charge. I won't say feel in charge, but if you help them live up to their fullest potential as a man, you're winning, and and a relationship like that ends up succeeding. So that's why I feel like relationships here, in most cases, between Nigerians who go back home to get married, and even some Nigerians who actually marry here, because the men in most cases forget to refuse to evolve, refuse to get better, refuse to adjust. They want to be like their fathers in most cases, and they don't really understand that the world doesn't work like that anymore, especially for women abroad. You understand? Even if you bring them from a village in Ilori or a village in Suka, 2 years, 3 years, they will level up. They will level up, and if you don't evolve, they will leave you. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like the onus rests on us men. Women in general, I wouldn't say all of them, but the average woman just wants, they pretty much want everything the guy wants. They want to be secure, they want to be valued, they want to be respected, they want to be loved. You understand? Especially those of them that have gone through that 4 walls of university and all that. You understand? Yes, an African woman understands her place for the most part, but at the same time, you got to treat them better than our fathers actually treated most of them. You understand? They want to be respected. They want, if they commit to you, they want you to commit back. You understand? As much as you have options as guys, they too in this world, they have options as well. You understand? And so I feel like it rests on us. We got to evolve as men. We have to be better. We have to consciously not be like our fathers. We have to consciously listen more, do better. Even drive down to the relationships with our daughters. You understand? It's very complex. So that's my own 2 cents. That is, thanks for the opportunity, by the way.
For your contribution. I've got a lady here who just joined us, Victoria.
Hi, DeFrays. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm in Australia. Yeah, and I've been following for a while. So thanks for having me for the first time as well. So yeah, I was actually joining this. It was actually quite interesting to hear all the different conversations, and he actually said a lot of valid points there, as well as my sister over there as well. It comes into the person you love and the foundation of your relationship before leaving Nigeria. I've knew like few friends that I've met here. I'm very careful what I mix with as well. And that's the advice I always give to anyone. I've been abroad for almost 25 years. So, and in an executive level, I thank God for that. But the advice I always give to any African, not just Nigerian, coming abroad, when they get here is be very careful with your peers. The people you talk to about your relationship, the people you actually raise your concerns to, it does matter a lot. And also, you know, the foundation of the relation before you left Nigeria, if it's not solid and then coming abroad, of course, you don't expect the same thing to keep going hunky-dory. It wouldn't. Because the first thing, the woman, like the lady said before, she'll remember all the bad things you've been doing to her, all the cheating that has been happening, you know, all the, you went home, not coming home on time, you hang out with your friends, the normal time you do in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it's not the same abroad. It's a 50-50 care. When you have kids, it's even worse. So you got to be around your family. That's why people say, well, when you live abroad, it's you and your family. It's exactly what it is, if you want to be honest. It's respecting your partner, and it's both ways. It's not just one-way traffic. When you come Nigeria and come in here, the cultural shift is massive. And you know what? It applies for both men and women, not just men, not just women. So, because there's some men actually misbehaving as well. When they get abroad, they've never maybe dated a white woman before. They want to test the waters as well. So, and then you see them misbehaving. I had a family friend as well. They're in the United States. Same thing happened to them. They, you know, the wife was very humble, all that. They got to the United States. The guy wanted to taste the water. Wanted to explore the woman he's never dated before, different colors. And that started happening. And their relationship started breaking down. And they had to call for family meeting to be able to ensure that the marriage does not go that way. So it comes down to both partners and the honesty, transparency, and also understanding each other. Yes, there's a high rate of divorce, but it's not actually as high as people estimate. I've seen really good relationship and marriages and blessings here in Australia that you actually see Black couple and you'll be proud. Actually, like, wow, this is marriage. This is blessing from the sky. And you'll be proud of what they've achieved. So it's actually both ways, but I know it's very common in some certain countries. I'm not going to mention the countries, not obviously in Africa. I'm talking about Western world here, that there's a high chance of divorce. And one comes of peer groups and the friends they mingle with, giving them the wrong advice actually goes a long way as well. So that's been part of the impact of some marriages and leading to divorce. I am happily married. I've got my little one, but I've seen a lot of, you know, friends that, you know, I try not to give them any personal advice because every marriage is different. I always encourage them to go counseling. And I think that's the best thing most marriages need. It's open up. Don't let it get to that stage where things break down and you can actually talk about things. So that's my contribution, Daddy Freeze, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, my Australian sister. Love the accent.
I've been following you for a long time, and you've actually, you know, yeah, a long time. And your wife, she's amazing as well. So, yeah, no, really, thanks for all you do. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to bring John. So, I wouldn't let the... Huh?
I'm happy to leave you. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone can leave except the guy at the bottom.
Right. Okay.
Should stay. So just one person. Thank you so much, my other sister, who just left. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's bring John. And let us bring Destiny. And then we end tonight on a high note. John Hawkwood, an upright
Daddy
man.
Freeze.
How you doing?
Daddy Freeze.
Yeah.
I'm good, Daddy Freeze. How are
An
you?
upright woman. Oh yeah. Let's hear from you guys.
Daddy Freeze.
Yes.
We know what the problem is, but we would like to beat around it. Probably because some of us want to grease the egos of women and make them feel or sound nice or feel good. The problem is that we have deviated from the original form of marriage and we've gone to the contract they call marriage. Marriage is just a contract now. When you sign a document in a court, what is it called? It's a contract. So you see, what happens is we have those who were oppressed, as they term it, that the women that were married in Africa are being oppressed, trying now to be the oppressors. You cannot fight oppression by being the oppressor. You have an issue with your husband, you're happy to see him go to jail, and you claim you once loved this man, and you have a child for him. Who is in love with someone who has, like my ex? If my ex commits a crime that can send her to jail, if I'm in a position to cover it, I'll cover it, because I don't want my son to have a mother who is in jail. So anybody that sends her ex to jail and has kids for that ex is a thief. What she wants is properties. So guys, if you go abroad, make sure that the house you have there is on rent. Only that month salary, only that month rent, now she will get. Invest back in Nigeria. I mean, she come Nigeria go carry the property. The only reason why they do this is because that document gives them the power to take almost everything. That is the only reason why they behave that way. It's just because that document gives them the power to take almost everything. So they want to take almost everything and keep you. Let me tell you something. Men and women are wired differently. From my understanding, women are emotional thinkers, men are logical thinkers. Secondly, when a man makes money, he wants to do things for his family, for his wife. He wants to buy his wife the best car. He wants to build the best house for his wife to live in. He wants to buy her the best bag, the best shoes. When a woman makes money, she assumes she no longer needs a man. And this is because women marry based on who is available at that point. Men marry because he loves this woman and wants to marry her. So when she now upgrades and gets to that level where she can actually pick what she wants, she realizes that that person she picked then was just because of availability.
But doesn't that apply to both sexes?
No. That is freeze. It's only a man. Like me now, if I want to get married, I'll go to University of Nigeria so I can look for one final year student. So by the time she'll be graduating and doing NYC, we'll get married. She has nothing to offer to me at that point, financially. But I might fall in love with her because I know, okay, fine. It is my duty as a man to provide and protect. To provide for this woman and protect her territory. But for women, when they graduate, it is that boyfriend who has a house and drives a car. That's the one they love most because that's the one that is ready to get married. They will not want to marry their school boyfriend that's helping them do assignments because that one is doing NYC with them. They can't survive on that alawi with them. So it is availability. Women can decide not to believe it for all I care. I don't give a huge. I didn't come here to make friends, but it's the truth.
All right. Destiny, do you have anything to say? First, let my friend, the gentleman who spoke so well in the favor of women, say something, and then let me remove him and bring Samaria, and then Destiny, it will be your turn. So what are your thoughts, sir?
Quite frankly, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speak against that because we all have. We will, in most cases, most people will speak from their experience. You understand? Your experience might be different from mine. In as much as we try to give opinions, right? In my opinion, I find that marrying someone that is not in your here in Canada, they call it tax bracket. Marrying us, living in this part of the world, I find that marrying someone completely out of your tax bracket sometimes could result to problems. That's where, from my small circle, I find most of my friends who did that, I find them to be those people who really wanted women. They could I wouldn't say control, but be more, who wanted women women that are more submissive. You understand? I can't go back to Nigeria now to go marry someone from Nsukka that's just graduating. While I have nothing against her, but bringing her into my world at this point, I feel like it might cause more problems down the road. I have a lot to teach her. I need to teach her about credit. I need to teach her about how mortgages work, how finances work. I need to bring her up to speed and things like that.
Bro, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
You can choose not to answer if you don't want to.
Sure.
But how old are you?
I wouldn't. I don't think.
Give me a range. Give me a range.
I don't think my age should come into play.
Let's assume you're 35. You're 40. Or let's say you're 37. Yeah, let's assume. Okay, let me use myself as an example. I'm 37.
Okay.
At 37, I have gotten to a point in my life where I have broken the jinx of poverty. To bring a woman who is within my tax bracket is me talking about a woman who is worth like $1 million.
Okay.
That woman who should be around 40 or 42. She has just like 2 or 3 years to reproduce because menopause is just close to her, knocking on her doors. What am I going to do with such a woman?
That's a very good question.
I'm still reproductive till the age of 60, 70. You want me to go and bring a 35-year-old woman into my life?
That is very fair. That is a very, very fair question. What I will do if I was 37 and I need to settle down personally, right? I still strongly believe going like marrying someone who or going to find someone who doesn't really understand how I got to this point. Who I feel like still gonna be very, very counterproductive for me as a person. Women still give birth in their 30s. Women still give birth in their late 20s, even down to 40s.
Okay.
Personally, I will not.
Yes.
I will not do that simply because
women still give birth in their 50s. Women still give birth in their 50s. If you have any doctor friend, ask.
It's not about the science now. It's about the level of maturity between you and your partner.
This is not, no. I'm talking about reproduction now. It has to. Don't need to do it on the science. It's not maturity.
My brother, you can start doctorates. See, the problem I'm noticing is, like I said, we still need to evolve on certain things. You said something earlier that made me shook my head. You said because you said some of us have misplaced or we have lost the concept of what marriage should be or how marriage used to be. And I feel like that's where we're missing it because things have so evolved. Like there's so many things that are not the same anymore.
So things have evolved to the point that marriage becomes a contract.
That is not what I'm saying. Marriage is more. Marriage is a partnership right now. Marriage is not
a contract.
If you're being a man, no matter how, even Bill Gates. Let me tell you, as successful as Bill Gates is, Melinda still had a whole thriving career. Right? Before they divorced and all that. So the point I'm trying to make.
What career did she have?
She was managing and actually she still is partner in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. She runs the foundation.
She's a partner in his business. I tell me she had a career. Can you stop?
Good. But she is a partner. She's the big time. She's a key member. In fact, they're equal partners. Do you understand? They're equal partners.
No. Bill Gates built the Gates empire on his own.
True. He started it on his own. Yes.
He brought her in because he's his wife. Don't tell me that she had a career.
But he gave her a role. Even though he built it, he gave her a role, understanding her importance and the value she brings to the table.
Please. Just like the businessman on the Onitsha market who sells spare parts, that brings his wife to be the one counting money because that's the person he trusts. You won't tell me she has a career.
That is where my people are. I'm Igbo as well, my brother. That's where we are missing it. You don't bring in your wife to count money. You bring your wife as someone who's going to bring value, someone who's going to run the show when you're not around. Do you understand? Do you know why? Do you know why most Igbo people? Do you know why most successful Igbo men are like once they die, the wealth doesn't transfer. They never incorporated their wife into like the structure of the organization. My brother, we need to evolve as men. We really need to evolve, especially as Nigerians. We really need to evolve.
The only evolution you need is...
Sorry, guys. Let's hear from Destiny as we officially round off. Destiny, over to you. Now you go close today.
Only evolution you need is how to make money. Not
please, I wouldn't like to be interrupted. As everybody was talking, if you watch, I was even putting on my mask quietly. I did not interrupt anyone. I wouldn't want anybody to interrupt me. And secondly, for example, the way I am, if I was divorced and one way or the other, my husband showed me pepper, I will not come here and speak quietly. So when a woman shows man pepper, it's very obvious. You will see that man angry when he's speaking and everything, you know. So I'm not saying that anybody wife show him or her pepper. Please don't misquote me. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that when an angry man is talking, it's quite different from when a happy man is talking. You get what I'm saying? So my contribution is...
I'm happier than your husband.
John, is your name John or animal, place, or thing? I was not referring to you. Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet, John? Let me lecture you, John. Let me educate you for the things you don't know. That woman show you pepper. If you're marrying the second one now, learn from women. Let me teach you. I will teach you things that women know.
She left without my car keys. She got my car keys. She left with
John, I silence you permanently. I silence you permanently now, John. John, I silence you permanently. I never mentioned you. You know yourself. Guilt, I silence you permanently, John. Why are you so angry? Why are you so irritating? Why? Can I silence you? Let me off you. John, let me off you. John, I'm offing you. I'm offing you right now. I'm offing you, John. John, I silence you permanently.
Let me bring some
No, you don't off me. You don't off.
I've off you.
Go off that off.
John, let me off you. Let me off you.
Because you're the only one available.
John, let me off you.
Come on, get
John.
Out.
John, when an angry man is talking.
John, don't vex. Oh, why you make John vex now?
I didn't make him vex. John is fond of interrupting people. This young man here was talking and you wouldn't let him speak.
You were throwing shots at him.
I never threw at him. I said even myself. I use myself as a key of pointer when I'm talking. I never said about John. When an angry man is, John is angry. Okay, let me say it now, Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, read my lips. John is an angry man. It's very obvious. Once John is on life, John is always so angry. This is not his father's land. They are not sharing plot of land. Nobody stole his plot of land. Let him be coming down. He's your good friend. Speak to him. Tell him to calm down when he's coming to your life. He shouldn't be coming with angry face when his wife divorced him. In why Sean Pepper? John deserves it because John is an angry man. You can tell to this. John, I'm sure John beats that woman.
Destiny is gone. He's not here anymore. Destiny stuff.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, John said something of women marry man when man is available. It's foul. That's why he fell into that woman who showed him pepper. I disagree 100%. As I'm a woman, Dad Freeze, before I decided to pick who I want to marry, do you know how many suitors I have? Women on this life can test to it. We have a lot of suitors. I did not marry you because you have a car. I did not marry you because it's a lie. Those things are materialistic things. They will come and they will go. What of when you marry because of house and that has got bonds? What will you do? We marry for love. I don't know about John, ex-wife, and the present girl he's dating right now. And John himself. Probably John married because of big Ikebe or big boobs. Me, I don't marry because of big bola. I marry for a man that I love and a man who loves me. A man who can tolerate me and a man that can tolerate. A man who will give me peace. That's number one key. Peace of mind. It's not about any other thing. That's for my own opinion. So John saying that he will go and pick a small girl. Daddy Freeze, I heard you countless times, you saying that at your age, you cannot marry 20 years girl, let me say 20s, that they will give you headache. You keep saying it. Everybody on their own choice. If John can marry 10 years girl, child abuse, John, carry go. Allow another person. Don't come and generalize things totally. So back to the topic. Men show women pepper, but John own is obvious the wife show pepper, 100%. So it's just vice versa. It varies. So man bringing his wife abroad is number one key a man should do. If a woman is in a position to do that, I've seen a lot of women who brought their wife here and they live happily. What matters is understanding, loving each other, carrying things together. I've been in abroad for how many years with my husband? He brought me here. I married him and he brought me here. And then we'll be having peaceful relationship, peaceful home. You know, you think of people you associate yourself with. As I am now, I pick my friends. Friends don't pick me. And I don't want so much friends. That is just the thing. Don't bring your family issues to your friend, because that friend might be friend for mouth, not friend for heart. Yeah, some people might be envious of you, but you wouldn't know. They call yourself their friends. So these are the things that make marriage to stay. If you ask me, home, Nigeria and abroad is quite different. So when you come to abroad, you and your husband can see what works for you. I keep saying this. Samira, what works for me?
I've run out of time. So I'm sure we're gonna visit this topic again tomorrow, because this is a very deep topic. I just wish all the people who wanted to talk tonight would be. I have 24 people waiting in line to talk. So Samaria, just.
Freeze, okay, thank you. Good evening, all. Let me just say this real quick. I wanted to talk because I disagree with what Jen was saying. There's this saying my dad will always tell me, right? There are a group of women that you don't want to mess with. Women that think they are beautiful, one, and then women that think they're educated. You see, women that think they are beautiful, they can always survive. They feel in their mind they will always survive without you. Women that think they're educated, or women that are educated, they're another set of women you don't want to mess with. So the mistake most men make, especially our men, because talking about divorce and separation, or people who didn't bring their spouses overseas still separate, they still end up having problems. So if you think it's always about somebody bringing their wives overseas, then you're getting it wrong. Because there are people who, I met my ex here and it still didn't work. There are people who didn't bring their spouses and still it didn't work. What we should be talking about is how to put our bad behaviors behind, put selfishness behind, put superiority behind, or whatever it's called, and focus on achieving that couple goal that we come together for, and not trying to intimidate one another, not trying boss. That boss is not in your family, for goodness sake. If you have something you're unable to do, tell your wife, look, that if it's like example, you'd always say you don't like chores, you're not good at homework. Make it clear to your partner, and don't try to start, intimidating or controlling someone's life. Because I beg you, the moment, and for those of them that do it back home, then when their wives come here, for example, and then they find a career, now they'll tell themselves, okay, I have a career now, I don't need you. Because women who are educated are not the kind of women that you can suppress and treat anyhow. A woman would ask you, what else do you think you can do for me? If you're not giving me peace of mind, for example, I'm working hard and making my money, and here you are cheating on me, abusing me, still trying to control me, they walk out. They feel they can stand, they don't need you. The same thing is applicable to a woman that think maybe she's beautiful. She will tell you whatever. There are people who want me, and then she goes because she knows her beauty will always count for her. So you see this group of women, these two types. Women that are educated, they are not in there to take your rubbish with you. You walk back home because they are dependent on you completely. But overseas, when they find their career and find their rights, they tell you to hell, whatever. You see? So we should learn to at least do the right thing. Let's start with changing ourselves. Let's start with working together first. That way we can achieve this. Because like I said earlier, it's not all about I brought you, I did not bring you. There are people, different nationalities, people are separating every day, people are divorcing every day, regardless of who brought who, regardless of whatever it is. So let's focus. You see all these people complaining about, oh, I will never bring my wife. I was John, a bad character you get. See, forget all those
louder.
Don't worry you. If you're a good person is a good person. A good woman is a good woman. A good man is a good man. I have brothers. They've been living with their wives overseas without any stress. I have sisters. They've been living abroad overseas with their husbands without any issue. It takes two to make it work. I won't say I don't know the mistakes I made in mine. And I will also know, it takes two. It fails, it's two of you. It works, it's two of you. But now it depends on who takes the work out. That's where you count it. That's number one. But then what am I trying to say? People should learn to make it work. to put bad behaviors behind and stop bringing somebody overseas. You're just looking for who to control. And when it doesn't work, you start blaming, I shouldn't have brought her, she blah, 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 blah. Oga, start with yourself. Madam, start with yourself. Daddy Freeze, I'm done on this period.
Thank you, all of you. We're going to continue with this conversation tomorrow. If you wanted to say something, please just make yourself available tomorrow. If there's something you wanted to say, for all those who got me stickers and super stickers and super chats on YouTube, thank you very much. Somebody got me 500 stars. Big shout out to Benjamin Okaku. Thank you so much. John, we're going to have the conversation. We're going to let it continue tomorrow. And I'm sure at the end of the day, we're all going to. So Biola, John, Lady Nantoma, my first 3 people tomorrow. Biola, John, and Lady Nantoma. John, you have to be available. Biola, John, and Lady Nantoma.